Alright everybody, what is up again? This is I'm Jermaine, going to be casting some more Starcraft 2 games from that Korea server. I'll tell you what, I'm pretty excited that we have these games coming here. I have a little bit of a confession to make. I'm an idiot. I'll tell you why here in 2 seconds. Over here in the bottom left-hand corner of Antiga Shipyard, we have the Protoss player whose name is entirely in Korean. That's Protoss. That's what we're going to call him, as Protoss. Over here in the top right hand corner, and the reason I'm an idiot, this is the Terran player Echo. Now, I have to confess, my last replay from the Korea ladder featuring Echo, I said I just called him a random Terran. And in hindsight, that doesn't make any sense at all. Because Echo won, and usually the person who uploads the game is like the winner. So Echo wins, right? And I noticed that's his name on Reddit. He's a Masters streamer for EU and NA, and I just recognized that. And for some reason, I just didn't put the two together. I didn't think, oh, this could be Echo, the same guy that posted the replay. So I'm an idiot. Apologies to Echo. If you watch that game, he's not some random Terran who I doubly nicknamed Terran. He's actually Echo from NA and EU. And then now in Korea, playing his Diamond account, trying to get that up to Masters. I think that's going to be my goal too, is, as soon as I get it Masters on NA, just go get Masters on EU. And as soon as I get Masters on EU, go and get Masters on Korea. It's going to be a fun adventure, I tell you what. But this game is so romantic. But yeah, so the 12 racks has gone down for Echo. And that's pretty standard play. And this is my first TVP in a little bit. So this will be pretty exciting to see how this goes. Ever since I stopped playing Terran, I've stopped paying less attention to TVP. But apparently it's a Protoss favorite matchup right now. That's kind of what I'm hearing. But the bold Nexus first. Well, you don't see that a whole lot coming out of players, but this is Korea, so who knows, right? So you're going to see that the Nexus goes down first, and then there's going to be a Forge that goes here, and probably the cannon here, or even the cannon just right there. But cocky out of the Korean. So we'll see what goes down here. I'm going to skip the Forge. I'm going to go straight to that gateway. It's an interesting decision because it's susceptible to early pressure from the Terran if he scouts it, and that's exactly what he's going to do. As you can see him climb up here. Does he scout the Nexus? Yes, he does. There's the Nexus. He's thinking, Nexus first, huh? Cocky. But then there's the Forge in a very interesting position. Echo's got to be thinking, I don't know what's going on. But Marines are coming out now, and they're going to go put on some pressure. They're, I mean, you almost have to. You can't let the Protoss get this up single-handed. But Echo doing the smart thing, dropping down his expansion right over there. As this Nexus finishes up, it'll be interesting to see what this little group of Marines will do. The Forge is about to finish. Will a cannon go down in time? I think that's the most important question. And two more barracks are on the way now for Echo. Playing very reactionary, playing very good, and the bunker rush is going to come in, and these two Marines are going to start whittling away at that pylon. And if this bunker finishes, Protoss is in trouble. He's only going to have a Zealot out that's coming out right now, the big probe pool. And we're going to get at least one worker, we're going to get at least one, maybe two, but the great probes around. This, 2 workers killed for 2 Marines, and probably an SCV. Yeah, not too bad of an engagement. And, honestly, he's just fine back here at home. This expansion's about to finish. He's got plenty of workers in the been constantly making workers. And 3 racks about to finish. So he's not really that far behind at all. Check out the income tab. There's 880 minutes resources per minute to about the 800 of the Protoss. It's really going to vary based on mules, though. With the Chrono Boost and the extra Nexus, it'll be hard for the Terran to catch back up. But they have that little great button for mules. So mules, as we know, are imba. Cybernetics core is about halfway done now, as you can see there. And I'm curious to see what Terran's reaction is going to be. He's got to go up there and do some damage, or else the Protoss is going to get out of control. Keep in mind, the Protoss is still only out of 1 warp gate. So Echo has a little window for attack here. Couple refineries being added on now. I think that's going to mean the factory in the medevacs. It's pretty standard TVP here. Get out some early Marine Rauder with the medevacs, transition into Ghost, lose to Colossus, Stalker, and Chargelets. You know, it's about how it goes. The robotics bay is on the way, so I'm assuming that's going to mean an observer. And oh, look at this. Dastardly dog, you quick third, you. Does Echo know about this? No, he does not, but he's going to push out anyway, and that's a smart decision. 51 supply to 44 supply. And still, keep in mind, he's still off of one gateway with no warp gate yet. One warp gate with no gateway. I don't know how this game's going to go on. He could walk up here and just do a lot of damage and kill him, but these two cannons are going to help a ton against this only marine force. If Echo would just poke right up there, he's not going to, and he's going to see this, and I don't know what his decision's going to be. He's going to poke right up there. Oh, he's marching away from the cannons. That's not a smart decision on the Protoss' part. Protoss needs to fight by those cannons. A good amount of kills there. Well, there are 5 workers killed for only the scouting SCV, or the scouting SCV, and then the SCV that came with this. Oh, and cancels the Nexus. Can't afford to have that go up there and get picked off. And it looks like, well, smart decision from Echo to come over here and check it now. He's not going to be aware of the shenanigans, but nonetheless, that is what's going to go on. And the third is now on the way. Just went down there and stem and combat shield both are started. Check out what's going on in the Terran space. We're up to 4 racks now, and that looks pretty standard. Combat shield and stem pack, as I said, are on the way, so we're going to see a lot of Reen Rada production. And it's transitioned into a pretty standard TVP, PVT. First Colossus out and about. And look at that Protoss' money. Up in the thousands. That little push threw him off pretty good there. But he's still only on 1 gateway. What? Still on 1 gateway. Extended thermal lance is now on the way. Check out the unit counting station for worker counts. 46 probes to 41 SCVs. With mules means Terrans in the lead big time in terms of economy. And as you can see right there, we're getting some engineering base dropped. And the factory is on the way, so we're going to see the factory, then the starport, and then just churn and medevac after medevac after medevac. This base is going to go up much smoother than the Protosses. And I'm still surprised that the Protoss is only on 1 gateway. Looks like he's going to go for 1 gateway blink. Standard. As cats would say, quite standard indeed. This Colossus, the first one, is out. And a great job to keep this Marine actively scouting around. Make sure you're checking for hidden bases. Down here again. Awesome. Forces occupying the middle of the map, the +0/+0. As well as the +0/+0 stalkers. +1/+1 for both players is on the way. It looks like the Protosses will finish slightly faster, but the Protoss is only getting an attack, whereas the Terran is getting an attack and defense. So, and here goes the switcheroo with the starport and the factory. They'll be churning out double medevacs at a time, as you can see right there. And as soon as that drops, I would expect to see some drops here out of Echo, the Terran player. And look at this. 3 Raxes with just all tech labs. We're going to be switching into heavy Rada production. And there they are. There's already 9 out and about on the field. I love what the Terran player's doing here, keeping these Marines on a constant scout between these 3 bases over here in the corner. This is actually, honestly, some of the best scouting I've seen. Pros included. Now, 2 robos now are also going up somewhere here on the map. There's 1 robo, there's 3 robos, and then there's a 4th. So 4 robos off of 3 base. I don't know if the income can hold that. If you look at the income tab right now, 6 worker advantage for Protoss, but with mules, Terran is soaring ahead. And as soon as this base gets going for the Terran, I think it'll be easy peasy for him. But you never know. Once Protoss late game can start kicking in that production with the Colossus and with the Storms, I don't ever want to get too cocky against a Protoss player, because as we know, Protoss is Imba. I'm just kidding. I don't believe any race is Imba. I mean, like Day9 says it best. There are imbalances, but that's like saying, you know, Terran is strong but slow, Zerg is fast but weak. That's what imbalances are. The game's not broken. +1/+1 is now finishing up for the Terran player. +2 weapons just started. It's about a quarter of the way done for the Protoss, but he is going to be behind in upgrades, given the fact that the Terran is going double. Oh, and Terran canceled that actually. Going to go for ship level, and I guess just couldn't afford it and didn't want to do that. He'd rather prefer the ship level, which I can take that for granted. You know, 4 robos, you gotta do something to deal with these Colossus. But, is this all he has? Go to the unit counting station, 6 Colossus and 5 Stalkers. I don't know. Does Terran have any idea here? Yeah, and the drop. That just came around that I completely missed the start of. Gets in there, kills pylon, gets out. I was too worried about frickin' robos. Alright. So, not a successful drop, not a negative one by any means. You know, just going in there, killed a pylon, and that pylon is going to be easily replaced. Terran army looks like it wants to move out, and now the Protoss has switched over to Immortal production, so there are going to be 4 Immortals popping out at a time, and here are the gateways, my friends. Here are the gateways. 4 more of them, so the Protoss is actually going to kick it out here now. And Drop has come back in, he's going to pick something off, he's going to pick off a couple of Colossus while his army moves out to the middle of the map. He's smart for him to turn around and just knock some stuff out right now. Great picking off here by the Terran player. Echo, and the Protoss just is being really slow to respond to this. And he's going to lose these 4 Colossus too. He just lost every Colossus that he had to start the day with. But there's a good group of Immortals out there. I'd like to see, and if the Terran player switched over to Ghost right now, that'd probably be GG. Strop's going to go over here, heal up, might drop back in for a little bit more fun action later. But the standing ground army, aside from the Colossus, isn't that strong. I feel like this army wipes that army out, and it's indicative on the supply count. 200 supply to 162, and the Terran is going to start taking the gold. You planetary that up, and that gold's not going anywhere. This dropship looks like it might swing back in for a little more action. Not quite sure. I'd like to see the Protoss come out and take a 4th, but he really doesn't have the money for it. You look at the income tab, he's got 76 workers for the Terran and to the 64 of the Protoss, plus mules. That's not a good situation to be in as a Protoss player. But yeah, the Terran needs to go now, because every moment you're maxed as a race, you're actually giving your opponent more chance to come back in. Assuming you've been macroing well, assuming your production is up to snuff, you're giving your opponent more of a chance than he deserves. And here we go, mass barracks production. You know Echo's looking long game. And here come the Vikings. They're going to go out and see if they can maybe pick off a Colossus. And what's Echo got to think here? Echo sees the entire army. Sees, well, if I take out those Colossus, there's not a whole lot standing between there and my ground army. It'll be interesting to see. Oh, 1 shot goes off, and he's going to be able to take out each Colossus with 2 volleys. And that's how awesome upgraded Vikings are in this matchup. Oh, not the best engagement point for the Echo player, however. Going in that choke costs him a bit of supply. Protoss player shoots ahead 183 to 177. Now, however, I do think that the production value of the Terran player is off the charts. Once again, remember, don't forget this drop over here. It could come back in any second, but with those 2 cans, I don't think it's got a chance. The production value of the Terran, I think, is astronomically ahead of that of the Protoss player. 4 Otters, 6 Marines at a time. +3/+3 is about to finish off. +3, or +3/+3 is about a quarter of the way done. +3 just weapons level. It's about to finish for the Protoss player. Terran's ahead in upgrades, Terran's ahead in economy, Terran's ahead in the production. I don't see Terran not coming back down. You have the drop coming back in here over on the top left hand side. Those cannons are going to shut it out, but he's not going to get he is going to get a couple probe kills off. Great little drop usage here, you know, a little bit each time. There's never really been anything stellar, but it's done a little bit of damage each time to turn out to make that entire drop worth it. Now this gold is up and running for the Protoss player. Does he have any idea? He has no idea what's going on at that base. And keep in mind, Terran has every idea what's going on in terms of the Protoss's expansion patterns. So we have 2 maxed armies now, and we're going to see an attack. I'd like to see Terran wait for 3-3. Why get the upgrade if you're not going to wait for it? I'd hate to see him push in here and waste this 3-3 timing that he's going to have, because +1 armor and +1 shields just went down for the Protoss. Uh-oh, here comes the engagement, though. Said, you don't know what you're talking about, Jordan. I'm going to win the game probably right here. The Vikings are teeing off on the Colossus. There goes a whole game of hard work for the Colossus, but is there too much for the Protoss player? Looks like there's too many Immortals. Yeah, because Immortals get eaten alive by... Mortals eat alive Marauders, however, and they're going to eat alive this planetary if they get the chance. SCVs are being pulled, getting ravaged. Terran players behind by 40 supply right now.
You want a piece of me, boy?
But at the same time, 7 Marines and 4 Marauders at a time. I don't know, but their space is going to go way down. Not before we mine too much out of it.
Who wants some?
Sorry, had that there. Protoss is going to re-expand and try to take his own. Look at Terran. While I had the camera messed up, look at the Terran. Just being cocky. Because I'm going to take every single one of the remaining of my bases. I'm kind of curious to see how the Terran chooses to engage here. That'll be the interesting thing for me. He's going to pull all of his SCVs. He's going to try to get a little bit extra damage there. Is there going to be enough? The Mortals are now in the front due to an awesome blink from the Protoss player. Echo charging forward. He's going to pick off all of these Immortals for it to be effective, for him to have any chance at all. Medevacs are doing an amazing amount of work. 116 to supply for the Protoss, 91 for the Terran. The Terran is now routing the Protoss army down to 8 Stalkers, but look back here. A cannoned up watchtower in addition to 14 Stalkers. This isn't the place for the Terran to engage today, but he looks like he's going to try anyway. 122 supply for the Protoss, 99 for that of the Terran, and he's still charging away. Great engagement there. 5 more gates are on the way for the Protoss player, so he'll be able to reinforce much more quickly. Go to the unit counter station, 8 Immortals, 8 Stalkers to 15 Marauders, 18 Marines. Is this gold going to go down? It might. He might just try to snipe it. Doesn't look like it. Looks like he's going to back away. Great decision from Echo. And if that were me playing, I just would have right-clicked on that Protoss's base. And just please, please, please go down. The Protoss player didn't, or the Echo, the Terran player did not do that. Smart decision to pull back, preserve his already slightly weakened army. Going to nibble away as he backs up. So close supply gap to 8. He's really low econ. You look at that money up there. 150 minerals. As the third has nothing in it because of the pro pool, nothing over here because of the pro pool, and this base is mined out. I'd like to see him take those workers and drop them off over here. We're kind of curious to see what happens. You look at the income tab. Terran is still ahead because of the beauty of mules and the resources mined per minute, but the worker count for the Protoss is astronomical. And as soon as he takes his space, yeah, there goes the number. Because the mules can't stop you, can't help you after the Protoss is done probe transferring. Ooh, and a Dark Shrine is on the way for the Terran, or for the Dark Shrine is on the way for the Terran player in case they needed to be more Imba. And look at this position here from the Protoss player. It'll be really interesting to see if Echo can come back. I don't think so at this point in the game, but I'm always wrong when I guess that. Look at that, there are SCVs in this army. So this is going to come down to looks like one more engagement here, and that's going to be it. Remember, this is a heavily Immortal army to a heavily Marauder army for the Terran, and that's not a good thing. And a round of Dark Templar, and he sees the Dark Templar, so that's got to make him a little anxious. I'm curious to see what he's going to do here. Terran is still constantly producing while the Protoss is not. Protoss is still stuck on 3 bases, mind you. Uh-oh, and here comes the engagement. Terran player is actually doing a pretty good job here. Thinning out the supply of the Protoss a little bit. Vikings are going to land, soak up some cannon shots. That's all they're going to do. As the Terran starts to march up here, he's actually not doing it too bad. He gets all these Immortals out of there. That was a heck of an engagement. I like that. The Protoss player had so much supply in these Dark Templars that only just killed an expansion that's not even really mining. Oh gosh, think about if the Dark Templar were in this right now. Game over. The Dark Templar are going to clean up the mules up here and stop this base from mining. But they could have won the game over here. Instead, the supply stands 103 to 127 for the Protoss. I still think the Protoss has it due to sheer amount of money. Protoss has got 4 mining bases. Wait, I'm 1, 2. He's got 2 mining bases. I'm not crazy. He's got 2 mining bases. Like, did I just lie? He's got 2 mining bases and the cannoned up center. I don't see Echo being able to break this one. It's going to take another great engagement like the one he just had. So we'll see if these cannons finish on time. I don't even know if that's possible. He's going to go up there, and the first couple Marauders into the group just take a heavy amount of fire. No, all the Immortals are actually dead. So this Marauder force could just tear through the Protoss. 77 supply for the Terran, 116 for the Protoss. Where's the Protoss' army? That's what I want to know. You look at that. Oh, that's the wrong tab. Look at that. This army supply is greater for the Terran. But I don't know if that's going to be actually enough to win the game. We'll have to see what the Protoss can do. 4 more Immortals and a group of Stalkers are going to join the fight. The 50 supply differential doesn't seem to matter to Echo here. I would have thought this game was over a while ago when you saw the supply differential. It was back and forth for a little bit. But Echo's been doing just fine on low eco. And look at this right here. This is what you want to see. Protoss is so trapped. But all these Dark Templar, they can do so much damage. Because if you look over here, there's not a lot of, there's not a lot of scans left because Terran's got to rely on mules for his economy because of how low eco he is. So the Protoss is going to reclaim this gold, or at least attempt to for now. But as you can see, the Terran army is moving out. And the Terran army is trying to secure a fourth over here on the Protoss side of the map. Is this going to force a cancel? Remember, you got a little group of units over here, and it looks like he's going to force it. He didn't even get the cancel. That's just 400 minerals gone, baby boy. You're done, baby boy. Protoss with a huge supply lead. And here come the Dark Templar. Are they going to make the difference in the game? Are we going to see a scan go down? No, we're not. Great force fields that do absolutely nothing for the Protoss player. Instead, make his own routing of the Terran army harder. So now the Terran is slowly starting to slip back into the eco game here. You look at that 400 more minerals per minute for the Terran. Because all the workers for the Protoss are trapped, he's long distance mining. I actually think that's probably better money than just trapping them all here on 2 mineral patches. But the Protoss is money starved, so is the Terran, really. It's going to come down to one more engagement, I think. Because neither of these guys can really afford another engagement. These Dark Templar are stopping These Dark Templar are stopping mining by harassing over here. Holy cow. But I'm looking at this. This Marine is still patrolling. Hero Marine. Oh, the Observer is going to be able to see everything. You can't see the turret that was just built, though. Can he? You cannot see the turret that was just built, so he's going to send his, potentially his Dark Templar into a death trap. Supply count 151 for the Protoss, 91 for the Terran player Echo. As soon as this base gets up, I think the Protoss will be in better shape. But that's if this base gets up. Terran is pinned, man. Terran is pinned to barely 1 mining base. You got 3 SCVs on that. Can we even count that as mining? And, like 7 SCVs over here. So he's got a total of 10 SCVs working. 15 SCVs, or 5 SCVs elsewhere. And those are probably on the gas geysers. It'll be kind of quite the miracle for the Protoss to lose this one. The Protoss, I don't know if that's trash talk or awesome talk. Maybe Echo will tell me in the YouTube thread. Echo, if you know that's manner, or B manner, just tell me. Ing, oh look at you. Oh, he doesn't get it, poor guy. I want to kind of see these guys as APM while they're typing. They're still playing, so they're not horsing around here. I saw an interesting meme on Reddit that made me remind this. Oh, and a drop that I just... Over 2. Drop, is he going to pick off the Dark Shrine? It is. It looks like it's going to pick off the Dark Shrine, and this Dark Templar is going to fall with 1 Marine standing. Now 1 Marine is just going to do some work, and not until the Stalker gets in, and the dropship picks up and leaves. That dropship. Over 2, man. That's okay. Yeah, so this base is now up and running for Protoss. He's got a lot more money than he used to. The 60 workers are being put to much better use. I'd almost like to see him sack half of them. Because hell, the most he's going to get up is another base. 1,000 minerals now in the bank. He could be going up to max supply. It doesn't look like he wants to for some reason. Constant production, not his thing, it seems. And still this Observer. Seeing the entire Terran army, but missing the missile turret that's right there. And that could prove costly in terms of where all of his Dark Templar go. Another fully loaded dropship going to get spotted perfectly by this Dark Templar here. And we'll be seeing what that dropship tries to do here in a moment. It doesn't look like the Protoss recognize it though, because his entire army is sitting back here. And there's a single Stalker over here to deal with it. So yeah, keep in mind the Protoss is trying to take a 5th base now, which will be his 2nd mining base, as this one is about done. Fully loaded dropship. Is the Stalker going to be in sight just yet? It is now. As you hear the upgrade completes, the Dark Shrine is on the way, but the Stalker's going to go down. What kind of text is going to get picked up? Templar Archives, which hasn't seen a whole lot of day. 3 Stalkers are on the way, and it looks like Terran Player is going to get in a good position here behind these minerals, and he's going to take out these Zealots, probably take out the Stalker here momentarily. As soon as he can, yes sir, now he's just going to take out some pylons. While this drop's going on, the Protoss player is going to move out into the very fortified position for the Terran. I'm kind of curious what's going to happen here. This is the big engagement. 130 supply for the Terran, 173 for the Protoss at the start of the battle. Let's see what happens here. The Zealots are hacking away. Great force fields that are actually now more hurting than anything. But as the Terran player's got a heck of a concave. Look at that concave. I tell you what, that's probably going to be the fight in favor of the Terran player, just in terms of army value. Just keep in mind, 60 of the Protoss supplies and workers, and wow, he just got rolled army-wise. I mean, he had a concave from here to here to here, and he had some army sitting back here chilling. Check out the drop in the base. Looks like it got cleaned up in the midst of that chaos. And this army is just going to walk right up here. No production for the Protoss player. There are some Stalkers and some Zealots. Looks like 5 Stalkers, 6 Zealots. I don't think that's going to kill this army. Sorry, I don't. Protoss player got caught in bad positioning over here. And that looks like it's going to be the fight. 60 supply of workers. An intelligence scan from Mecha there. He doesn't know if there's a Dark Shrine up anymore and there's Dark Templar in the army. Supplies now favoring the Terran player, 74 to 65. And neither player is producing at all. There we go. Finally, 2 Marauders and a Marine out of the Terran player. But these, oh wow, all these medevacs are doing work on these couple of units up here. And it looks like it's just going to come down to workers. Half the supply the Protoss is of the Terran. And unless these workers kill this entire army and this entire base, and they're not. So that's the game. I guess it's the Korean server GG. Wouldn't have made a whole lot of sense because it's been established that the other guy didn't speak English. But a great game from Echo. I really thought he was down and out with his eco. But he got the great positioning in this choke. Let's look at this battle again. You had the great positioning. The Terran was wrapped from here all the way around here. Like, all the way around here. So the Terran, or the Protoss units, run a little ball right here. Just kind of haphazardly firing. The Zealots initially did some good damage right here, but then the force fields just trapped them up again. They were brushing up against the force fields. Protoss didn't pull them back, so Echo just slaughtered them. Great game. Great game. Echo, keep sending me your early plays, man. They're awesome. Send me some ones where you lose. I'd like to see those as well, because those were fun too. But, you know, send me whatever you want. I appreciate it. Thanks to Echo for giving me this game. Thank you to /r/castit for giving me this game. I'm constantly trying to improve on the casting. So if you want to tell me any ways I can improve, I'm really well aware that I need to watch the mini-map. I'm so sorry that I missed that drop. I did catch the second one, or the third one. The first 2 I missed. Really bummed about that, but I am trying to get better. Any other comments, tips, including that one, throw them in the comment box below. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you hated the video, just tell me why you hated it. I think that'd be, really helpful for both of us. So, alright guys, thank you very much for watching this replay, and I hope you all have a great day.